We're live now. All right. Let's get this going live from the Razor Company. Telling people that we are live. All right, let's get some people in here. Caballero, ¿qué pasó? Kim. Hello. Stacks, what it do? And okay. All right, Noble Otter. All right, we're going to invite you. We'll get you in here. Ben, how things going, brother? Chris, come on. Keep it going here. There he is. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
See if I can turn you up. Hold on a second. There we go.
It'll be a good time. Looking forward to this. Really.
Oh, yeah. I am pumped. I am pumped up. All right, let's see if we can get the man in here.
I'm ready.
All right, give me 1 second. Talks amongst yourselves while I do this. All right, send him the invite. Okay. Yeah, I am. Here we go. It's coming in. Yes.
Hey,
There he is.
How's it going?
Man of the hour. How you doing, Cody?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good.
I'm Angelo, by the way. How you doing?
Nice to meet you, Angelo.
Nice to meet you.
J-Mac from the Mafia. Nice to meet you.
What's up, J-Mac?
Yeah. So this is yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just a little starstruck. I get that way with these. So
I'm not very good at these, so you don't have to be too starstruck.
All right. All right. As you can see, I got the we got the products right here behind me. So
Yeah.
Nice
perfectly planned. So yeah, I'll just see if we get a couple more people. We got a pretty good amount of people in here. That sounds good. Thank you. Yeah, nicely planned. I didn't do this, so it was awesome people here at the Razor Company. So they know what they're doing.
They're great guys.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason is behind the curtain in the vault right now, monitoring, making sure, everything goes well.
Nice. He's there ready to prod you with the stick if you need
Yeah.
it.
I don't know if you can see the cattle prod that's like,
They can see it.
Yeah. So cool. I know we got some questions and stuff like that. And again, anybody, if Cody, if you're okay with it, if there's anybody in the audience that wants to send in questions or anything, send them in the question box, for this, so we can get some of that going as well. But first of all, like I said, Angelo, that's J-Mac. And, but yeah, introduce yourself, where you're at,
So I'm Cody. I'm created Noble Otter. We're based in Houston, Texas. We started Noble Otter. My wife and I started Noble Otter back in 2017. So it's been a little over 5 years or so. We have gone through several iterations of how we like to do things, and we've kind of, for the last few years, kind of stuck with our current way of doing things, and we've just seen good growth, and people seem to like what we're doing and the direction we're going, so we're just sticking to it and going along.
Nice. Expanding on that a little bit, I did a little bit of a deep dive. So what gives you some of your inspiration for some of your soap making journey? So I looked up, I seen with Logbook that you're interested in flying, and you're starting to get into aviation. So have you continued on with that? Do you have a pilot's license now? Are you working towards that? And what other aspects of life can you pull in, like from other realms that you put into your soap making?
Yeah, so a lot of our themes and ideas come from personal experience, I guess. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them. Like logbook is one. So if anybody knows me, like aviation is my passion. Like I've dreamed of being a pilot basically my entire life. I work in the airline industry right now, and I have for the last 15 years. When I was 18 years old, I worked for a computer company, and I hated my job. And I would call in sick at least once, maybe twice a week. And I would go to the airport and just sit there and watch airplanes. And eventually I got fired. And after that, I decided I needed to go to work in the airport, and I just never left. So stuff like logbook is, all about my love for aviation, stuff like that. And, and then things like RAR, for example, is, based off my kids, which is, he's here. So,
hi.
So a lot of stuff that we do comes from just like personal experience, or just things that have happened, in the past and stuff like that. No one wants to see your underwear.
It's right in.
He's potty training, and he has like all the themed underwear, so he's really excited about all that. So
nice.
But,
No, I really like that aspect of your soap. Actually, to draw on those life experiences, those other passions, and put them into the product, because then it's got some meaning behind it, right? So then it becomes like a personal extension of you through your soap, right?
Right. Yeah. So I think that it's just the easiest way for me to start. I'm not a professional perfumer or anything like that. And so I don't think like, okay, my catalog has this type of fragrance, I need to add something like this. I don't typically think like that. I typically start with, normally it starts with the otter. Like I'll think of an otter, like doing something. And then I say, okay, well, what kind of fragrance would go with this type of otter? And then we kind of start building the fragrance after that. And so that's, for us, that's just like, for me, that's just the easiest way for me to start. And, and then we work with our graphic designer, who basically just brings it to life. And she does a great job.
So like, 'cause this one here is my current favorite. I actually used this before coming in tonight. This one here.
Yes, sir.
So what was the inspiration? What got you to this point with this one? Like what inspired this? Yeah. I love this one, man.
Oh,
I absolutely love this.
Me too.
So right now, my bathroom at home smells like this.
Yeah, Neon Sun was just, I just wanted to do something with this cool, slick guy that just like, just walked down the street and just got all the attention. He's based like in the 80s or whatever. And, you just see him in the Corvette, picking up the babes and, neon lights on, in Miami and stuff like that. So, it's just basically, what does that smell like? What does this cool guy from, 30 years ago smell like? So, that's kind of like where it starts. And then we just play off of that, and we build from there.
Nice. Yeah.
I like that.
So one thing too, so you guys got started in 2017, correct?
Yep.
And then you guys have definitely blown up like amazing. So congratulations. I heard you guys got a new spot, a new facility.
We do. We moved in about 6 months ago, and I'm sure we're going to outgrow it pretty soon. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That's not a bad problem to have.
No,
I was going to say.
Yeah, it's not definitely not a bad problem. I'm not complaining.
Good deal.
So, because the one question that we always have with each other, of course, is going to be, what was it? I mean, I know, but doing research, reading up, it was, you got a gift set, right? So what got you into that? Got you into, wet shaving, and then into, becoming an awesome maker?
So yeah, if people don't know, years ago, my wife got me a wet shaving starters kit. I'm honestly not sure where she got it, but anyway, it had like a brush and some kind of soap. I don't even remember the maker or anything like that, but I loved it. Like, I used to shave in the shower just real quick, no creams or anything like that. And it was really nice just slowing down for a bit and just taking it in and just taking a minute to just treat yourself, you know. And so I just kind of got hooked into it. And then a buddy of mine told me about the wet shaving subreddit. And then after that, it was just like total like finding all these different artisans and fragrances and stuff like that. And I became, I guess, a collector. And so before that, my wife and we made our own bath soaps just for ourselves, not to sell or anything like that. And I said, we make our own soap. Why don't I try and make my own shaving soap and see how it goes? I made like a Tupperware amount, and shaving soap lasts a really long time. And I realized I was not gonna ever finish this Tupperware, of shaving soap. So I just started sending it to people. They started giving me like little feedbacks and told me if they liked it, change it. Next thing I know, Noble Otter was born.
Now, how did you pick the name for Noble Otter?
Yeah, so I'm a bit of a, I guess, a nerd. I love like fantasy stuff. So my favorite book series growing up was a series called Redwall by Brian Jacques, and it's basically these animals that live in a fantasy world. So it's like Lord of the Rings, but animals.
Nice.
And so, like badgers and mice and, rabbits and stuff like that. Those are the good guys, and snakes and rats and stuff like that. They're the bad guys, and they just have their little, it's just a great story. Really fun. So I wanted to do something with that. And so I had another name picked out, and I got a little bit worried about like trademarked stuff or whatever. So then I just went with Noble Otter, and it's I'm kind of glad I did.
Yeah,
it's really easy to like be creative with it.
well, yeah, and it's an ongoing character and all the label and all the artwork, and it's just so awesome to see that. Just that ongoing main, character, main theme, focus.
Yeah.
And
Right.
he's like in the different labels and like the different outfits and everything like that. So like, from Neon Sun, like you said, like totally synthwave, Miami Vice type of deal. And then you go to like Orbit, he's out, but it's always that constant thing. And then he's a pilot. So it's almost like you're writing your own, type of world right there. It's so cool.
That was actually the original idea behind Noble Otter, was to tell a story with each fragrance. So we would essentially, you have fantastic artwork on the labels and stuff like that to kind of get that visual. You would have a fragrance that kind of goes along with it that would give you that, like, something to get into your head to experience it. And then you would have a story that, like a little postcard size thing that would go and kind of just bring it all together and to tell you a little basically a little story on this adventure that our otter is on. And so we have not done a good job with the story. I think Manoy is our only one that actually has a story. But, I do want to, keep doing that with new releases and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be so awesome. I'd love to read it. Like if there was ever put together like in a like a novel form or something like that. It'd be, or like a graphic novel, comic or something. That'd be so cool. So cool.
We have talked about making like a little book that would have like the artwork along with a little story to go with it. I've briefly looked into stuff like that. So maybe that's something we do in the future. We'll see.
Yeah,
I think the otter on the labels is one of the coolest aspects. That when you talk about things, shave of the days, shaving is a very visual sphere. So if I'm scrolling Instagram or if I'm scrolling the Facebook groups, you're just scrolling pictures and pictures and pictures, like cool. Oh, Noble Otter. You see the otter right there, like, oh, there's a Noble Otter set. It's like with Sterling with the green tubs, right? So you managed to set yourself into a space where people could be just flipping through Instagrams, going, boom, Noble Otter right there. Like,
yeah.
Like which to me I think is a great idea. Just to draw attention into that product, just that little bit of extraness, right?
Yeah, and that's another reason why we do it is, this is a business thing, but packaging sells. And
oh yeah.
if you have really boring packaging and stuff like that, you're easy to forget. But whenever you invest in it and it's unique and it's storytelling and it just your brand matches, you become known for that. And so and that's just not our experience. The wet shaving world is kind of at least in our little areas, it's kind of small, right? But I mean, we work with a big, like a grocery store chain, and the purchaser that found us, she told us like, it's our label. Our labels stand out, and it grabs the attention of the shopper. So that's another reason why we do it.
Well, yeah, it's a fantastic idea. Exactly. Yeah, shoppers going through the shaving aisle. You say if you're in a grocery chain, and they're just Gillette this, Nivea that, whatever.
Boom.
Here's an otter with a fire helmet on. What's this? Or in a spacesuit or with pilots.
You're just gonna pick it up.
Yeah, if anything, it's a darn showpiece. I tell you that much. I mean, these bottles, the labeling. I mean, everything. The detail is just gorgeous. I love it.
It's on purpose, and it's also because when you spend the type of money that you're spending on our products that that we purchase, I expect to receive something high quality. $20 is not a small amount for a soap. So when I get something that's a soap that's $20, I expect to get something that's quality, and that's not just the soap. That's packaging and presentation, fragrance, all of those things. I expect quality, so that's what I put into my product.
Yeah, it speaks in volumes, man, for real. And definitely, when you just walking in here, seeing all everybody's their take on their labels and stuff like that. So that's one thing that yours definitely does. Eye catching, stands out. Not saying that others aren't, but I'm just saying is that if you know it, you're gonna spot it, you're gonna recognize it. So cool. We got some questions here. Let me see what we got going on. So Enabled Shaver asks, any thoughts on doing a Noble Otter brush with an otter coin?
Ooh, that'd be cool.
So we do have a brush that we sell on our site, and I believe the razor company carries it also.
That's the black and white.
The black and white one. it doesn't
That
have
one.
it doesn't have a coin, but on the bottom of it is an engraved NO logo.
Wait,
It's not handmade by us or anything, but it is our brush that we sell, and it's a really good quality brush.
yeah, it has that right there, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
That's
because
correct.
Crystal has one. She bought one, so I never get to see it because she takes it. So
Hides it away.
yeah, she has her own shape then. So, you know,
I have more than you.
she has more than I do.
Oh, wow.
There you
You
go.
got to step up.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm trying. And then here is the bottom. That is gorgeous, man. Look at that shimmer. That is a mirror finish.
Yeah, that is a great looking brush.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
synthetic. It's a great little brush to get in, especially if you're new to shaving. And that was kind of what we got it for, is to get people who are interested in wet shaving. You know, kind of a all-in-one type of thing, and it works really well.
Yeah. No, it's nice and soft too. Is there a plan for a female otter in the future for the ladies?
There is. There's a big plans for our female customers. So
Nice.
we have the first one will probably be, honestly, I'm not sure. It'll be this year. It'll probably be summer, late summer, possibly. And then after that, that one's part of a special release. But then we'll start adding more like female otters to our like regular lineup. So yeah.
So that's the question. Does your wife, does she wet shave?
She doesn't. My wife is really weird. She doesn't grow hair. Believe it or not. She doesn't get hair on her legs or anything like that. So she actually doesn't shave. So
Oh, that's awesome.
she has no need to.
Yeah. Yeah, AKA for sure. Yeah, female focus scents are seriously needed in the hobby. And
And we get
I mean,
emails, we get emails all the time from female customers, and they, you know, what is something that is, you know, for me, and we kind of have to direct them to a certain thing, and I think it's about time we kind of put out some stuff for our lady friends, and see how it goes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah,
our designer really wants to do more female labels, so.
nice.
So when you're not testing Noble Otter products, is there any other artisans that you like to sample from? Like, what are some of your other personal favorites that you have out there?
Oh yeah, there's so many of them. One of my favorites is Barrister and Man for sure. Will was kind of the first brand that I kind of got into. You know, Dr. Jones, Sterling is always a staple. And the coolest thing about them is I know all of them now, and they're such like great people, and it's really cool to be able to work together. And you know, even if it's just like saying, you know, hey Will, where did you get this X? You know, this bottle cap. You know, we share that kind of information with each other. We're always helping each other out. You know, so you know, to get to know those guys on a business plane, it's been awesome because you know I enjoyed their products before I started Noble Otter. So, but yeah, Barrister and Man, Sterling, Dr. John's, there's a bunch. Deckler.
Nice.
So cool.
All great brands for sure.
Yeah. Now, because I mean, like I said, you guys got the new facility. You know, you guys are doing amazing since, you know, the inception in 2017. So is this full time now, or are you still doing the stuff at the?
So it's full time for my wife. She goes Monday through Friday. She goes in, she packs orders, she She's making soap. She does wholesale orders. She does pretty much everything behind the scenes. For me, I am mostly the creative end of it. So I do like kind of the direction that we're going to go, customer service, things like this. But I do still have a regular full-time job. I still work for an airline. I don't know if I want to leave the airline industry. I could go full-time soap making. It's just I'm addicted to aviation. So once you get jet fuel in your blood, it's hard to get it out.
I have yet to fly. I have not flown yet. So someday.
Never flown, even on a commercial flight?
Never been in the air.
Really?
Besides maybe 2 feet I can jump, but other than that.
Wow.
So are you a pilot? Do you fly?
I am a pilot, but I'm still working on a lot of my ratings and things like that. Yeah, on my pilot's license and stuff like that. So
Nice.
yeah.
So you got to come to Michigan. You got to fly up here, but you got to pick up J-Mac on the way.
There you go. Make good stop in Canada on the East Coast and grab me. And
Go over the Mid Island, break on down.
exactly.
Michigan.
So, currently, right now, what's your last shave? What was your thing? What's your current razor that you love and scent you got going on right now?
So the razor that I use right now is the Henson razor.
Nice.
The last shave that I did was yesterday, and I did Bear Stearns Man Cool.
Good choice.
Yeah, that's always a go-to. Before that, it was Reef Point Soaps Aviator, but I'm really being tight with that one because it's one of my favorites. And I have like this much on the edge left, so it's like I got like 5 more shaves in that, and then it's gone. So and then they're not around anymore, so I can't get more.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought they closed up, but I mean, I guess you could, potentially reverse engineer the scent if you wanted.
I could. Yeah, that would be really easy to do, but I won't do anything like that.
I mean, for yourself though, you could just make yourself up a little tub. Just just this is Cody's tub of soap right here. Some nostalgia.
Yeah, I could. But sometimes I think I don't know who the creator of Reef Point was, but like if he would ever contact me and like kind of gave me permission to do an aviator type thing, that would be cool. But yeah, I mean, it's a great scent. It's very like leathery, like a very clean leather. And it's a really good scent. Unfortunately, I just am very almost gone. It's almost gone.
Yeah, I have not even begun to even touch like seeing any kind of ring of death anytime soon.
Probably like 4 tubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll happen. It'll happen. Just give it time, Angelo.
I know, right? All right, let's see who else we got going on in here. Will you do in Astro Otter or any other sports themed otter? Art Shaves wants to know.
That's a good idea.
As far as like a particular team, no. Even though I'd love to do an Astros themed, that's my team. But we are doing a sports otter. I actually have a tester here for that fragrance.
Ooh.
And I leave it on my desk and just go back and forth smelling it, trying to decide if this is what I want to do or if I want to go a different direction. This one I have to make a decision this coming week, otherwise it'll be too late. So you might be able to figure out which sport I'm talking about.
That's so awesome. Yeah, people are blowing up in the comments here. They're all freaking out.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. And of course, yeah, obviously you couldn't go with a favorite team because that team probably would not like that and have their incredibly large team of lawyers after you. But definitely go with a generic theme, right, where you're not picking on a certain logo.
Exactly. I don't know why I can't see comments, but yeah, I'm curious what sport they're thinking.
Oh, they're all saying hockey.
No, definitely not hockey. But I'm from Houston. I don't know anything about hockey.
That hurt me a little bit.
Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future.
Got nice stuff. Let me see here. Any chance of the body powders coming back?
Yes. That's not something we wanted to get rid of or have such a big gap between restocks. The problem with the body powders that came was supply.
Yeah.
Those bottles with the the sifter caps were next to impossible to find. They're available now, but the problem is also branding, and so a lot of our packaging has shifted to being black, and I want to stay going that direction just to keep it uniform, and I can't really find black sifting bottles for the size that I need, and so without having to like custom order something. So that's kind of the hold up right now, but I am still looking for it, and hopefully as soon as I can get something that'll work, then we'll definitely bring them back.
Nice.
Now speaking about stuff previously, is there any possible resurrection of any past like scents that might get brought back?
No. We have had some requests for like flying hide in the trail, and I just don't think we're gonna go that way. I mean, if they have a specific scent that they have in mind, like nectar meads, I'm probably not gonna do anymore. The trail, probably not. Flying hide, no. We did one called Jungle Warrior with Dan from Australian Private Reserve. Unfortunately, we got news that he passed away like a year ago or so. So, we probably won't be bringing that one back. I have no way of getting more fragrance materials for that. So, and I'm not going to make it without his permission type thing. So,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we would. I don't have any plans right now to bring anything back, though.
Okay. It's fair enough, especially in, as hard as this to source oils and stuff like that sometimes. I would gather some of the scents might even be next to impossible to bring back in some regards. I would reckon.
Yeah. It's actually not too hard to do that now. We actually work with a company where whenever I have that formula, I give them the formula, and they basically bulk it for me now. So,
that's smart.
So for example, like Tenort Vanille is like a fragrance that I hated making that fragrance. It's about 40 different ingredients, and it's like some of the ingredients you need like this much, and then some of the stuff you need like this much, and it was it was a really big pain to make and to keep that many materials in stock and all these different quantities. So I found this company, the fragrance company. We give them the formula. They basically bulk it. I say, hey, I need 25 pounds of this formula. They make it. 3 weeks later, it's at our doorstep, and we're chugging along.
Oh, that's great. That's smart. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Much easier.
Speaking of formula, because I know people asked about the about the powders. It's a popular thing.
Apparently.
I'm telling you, it's the most underrated men's grooming product, like body powders. It's so, people think you just put it down there and that's all you can do with it. But it's like, I mean, if you got a mosquito bite and you're itching, you put a little bit of, a body powder on it, it'll soothe your skin and relieve that itch. I mean, you can put it on your feet. Like, I mean, it's so universal that it's definitely something I use on a regular basis.
Now, was that talc-based?
Was that what?
Talc-based, like talc.
It was not talc-based, no.
Nice. So your product's safe then for everybody using that.
No asbestos.
Yeah, because people, there's always the big old thing about that. So no, that's awesome for that.
You can source asbestos now where they I'm sorry, not source asbestos, but source talc where they check for asbestos. But it's kind of like it's an ingredient that you should this is better not to touch it. And so we just chose not to even bother.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. Let me see here. Carlitos. He wants to know, what is your top 3 cents?
Ooh, that's a good
What
question.
are your top 3 sellers?
Our top 3 sellers is number 1 is Orbit, number 2 is Tenor Vanille, and then number 3 is Bar for our website.
Nice. Bar is so good. I love that barbershop scent. It's really good.
Yeah, it's one of our very first fragrances, and it's kind of something people always turn to. I think everybody always, especially when they get into wet shaving, they just naturally say, I need to go for a barbershop smell. And so it's very, like, almost every single time someone's new and they say, hey, recommend something to me, that's almost always what they pick up.
Yeah. It's a good, barbershops are a good safe bet for people getting into the hobby for sure. There's still, I've been at this almost 9 years. Barbershops are still one of my favorite categories of shaving soap scents. Love them. Absolutely love them.
Yeah, they're so easy to like, and they're wide ranging from, sweet and spicy to citrusy and stuff like that. So, you can get so many different barbershops, and they all they all are different, and they're all, unique and great in their own way. So it's an easy way to fall in love with.
Yeah, that's one I got to pick up because I'm the same. I love a good barbershop, and I need to experience yours. So I have no excuse.
No, well, we know what you're walking home with tonight. Then,
yeah, no excuses. And then, so I would definitely probably say Logbook. I mean, that's just my guess. So right now, what is out of your lineup? What is your top, most favorite one that you go to? Yourself.
Logbook is quickly becoming one of my favorites. I love fougere type scents. That's what that is. Also, there's a pilot on the front of it, so there's also that. Tenor Vanille is kind of it has a spot in my heart for that fragrance, just because before Tenor Vanille was released, we were, I wouldn't say we were we're still small or whatever, but we were itty bitty, and then Tenor Vanille came out, and we kind of just blew up after that, and it was kind of the fragrance that put us out there, I guess. And so, and I'm a big tea drinker, so I just fell in love with it. It's one of my favorites that we have. I'll never get rid of it.
I don't have I can't reach the soap, but that's the splash right there. Again, so awesome, man. I love the label. I love his little top hat. That's so cute.
Yeah.
We actually are updating that label. We're already done with the design. So that label will be going to kind of the new look, like the logbook style, Manoi de Tahiti style. It'll be going over that, and I posted some previews of it on our Instagram, I believe, a few weeks back. But yeah, I'm excited to get that out there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's not one that I don't like. And one thing that I always like to say too is you guys have Bear, which is an unscented, and you know, so like me myself, if I really want to test a soap, a base, I try the unscented because you're removing all of that aspect of the scent, and you and the base, and yeah, it is tremendous. It's great. And then it's, if you want to layer it with another scent or splash or something like that, it's a great performer. So for like somebody said earlier that they take Bear with them when they're traveling, because there's sometimes some situations where you can't either use a scent or something like that, and you might be around people who are sensitive or something, and to have a good unscented, I always think every artisan should have at least one good unscented soap.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Bear, when my wife and I were kind of talking about what we want to do, like, do we want to do an unscented? And I told her, I was like, this is going to be a lost profit. Like, we are not going to make money off of Bear. And we don't make money off of Bear. But there's a lot of people that are allergic to fragrance. There's lots of people that work in like the medical field that can't wear fragrance. There's certain times when you don't want to wear a fragrance, like maybe you have a funeral to go to and you don't want to stand out. You just want to have a good shave, but you don't want to, bother someone else. There's so many instances where a unscented product is necessary that we will just continue to have it. It's not hard for us to make. We just make our regular base with no fragrance and pour it into some jars, so obviously we don't move a whole lot of them, but there are people, we have customers that purchase it, use it, come back and purchase more. So, we're going to be here for them. We have no plans of getting rid of the unscented soap.
Right. Yeah, that was that was Crystal's first unscented was Bear.
Yeah.
She bought it and loves it. Now, if there was a tub that would get near Ring of Death, it's her Bear.
Really cool to see.
So
Nice.
it's but yeah, I mean, because there's a long time where she had struggled with different scents and stuff like that and sensitivities, especially for armpit shape, because that's for women or men, but it's a sensitive area.
Yeah.
And
Really.
no problem, loves it.
Yeah.
Used it.
Fragrance will light you up. First, underarms, stuff like that. It'll light you up, and you don't want to have that. So, things like that. It's perfect.
Plus, the label's cool, as always. So.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a bonus.
It's our default mascot. So.
Yeah.
That's the OG.
Nice.
Let me see here. Let me see if we had anything else out here. Yeah. Got two good questions. So, Crystal read this one. She actually read my note. So if you had to start over and do something different, what would it be?
Oh man, that's hard.
You stumped him. She's right.
We got him.
Yeah.
Let's take him.
Like some of the guys that know, like, talk to me on a regular basis, know that before I did not actually like the name Noble Otter. For a few years, I did not. I kind of regretted my decision to go with that because I kind of felt like we weren't going to be taken serious. I kind of wanted to have this mature, high-end type of brand, but then I had this otter that was dressed as a, whatever, a dinosaur, in a dinosaur outfit, that was kind of like throwing off that kind of mature, like kind of high end type of brand. But then, I talked to them more, and I talked to Boyana, which is our graphic designer, and kind of, discussed that kind of what I was feeling. And I realized that, sometimes you don't have to be like this super fancy brand. You can still have fun with it. You can still be playful and high end at the same time. And so that's kind of why we do it now, and I love it. And so I don't know if I would change that, but if you would have asked me that 2 years ago, that definitely would have been the thing I would have changed, was our whole name and theme and stuff like that. Now, I probably wouldn't have wasted so much time on trying to do things on my own. I would have. Sometimes it's easier just to have someone do it for you, like pictures, for example. Taking pictures for the website. It's easier just to pay someone to do it. I'm not good at it. I'm not a good photographer, but stuff like that, I would go back, and from the get-go, I would have started,
Well, if anybody's trying,
Well,
any one of us here will be more than happy.
expanding on your thoughts about possible regrets about the name and not maybe being taken as such high scale. It's funny, like I mentioned earlier, I've been in the hobby for quite a long time, and I've seen lots of high, supposedly high end, super luxury, whichever way they want to portray themselves, artisans come and go, like just, but there's something about the whole Noble Otter thing that it's fun, right? Like the labels are fun to look at, the stories behind the picture of the otter is fun. So I think something like that has a lot more standing, especially with the wide array of shavers that we have in the hobby, than just something that's, pretentiousness or us here on the soap label. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've embraced kind of that idea of just like going back and just having a good time with it. We're guys. We just want to have fun. Like we don't want to, we don't want to take ourselves too seriously. And this kind of gives us a chance to, even though it might be a little bit childish in the way like the otter dressed up and all that kind of stuff, it's still fun. Like as a kid, you think of these things, like your imagination just goes. And, I want to bring that back, for our customers, like to have their imagination just kind of race again and kind of just like create this little fantasy world in their head that has this story going on. So I've definitely embraced it, and I have no more regrets anymore. So
excellent.
Just set the scene. So I can tell you, I used this before coming in. I was using this, making up my lather. I was listening to some 80s music.
Nice.
Like I had like Hall & Oates on, DeBarge, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I was going through the whole experience, and that mentally it took me to that spot, dude. Like, like I was, get ready to go on set to like Miami Vice or something, about to go out and take off in a Testarossa, so that it does that. It's not just in the label, but in the scent and just the whole experience. It's just so awesome.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea, is just to you get this puck, and it's going to tell you a story in multiple ways, through the art, through the fragrance, and then you can just in your head, you can take it and run with it, and you build your own little story. So that's kind of the idea behind it. And I think it's working pretty well.
Yeah. So, because Jason back there gave me the sign, so we're gonna be able to allow one of the viewers to have their own experience.
Ooh.
So, there's a special reason for this too. So this set, it's gonna be given away right now, because not only because it's one of his favorites, because he's also a pilot as well. So he says, so as a fellow pilot, he wants to give away a logbook, soap, splash, and the EDP.
Nice.
So from one pilot to another, he says that's
All right. So I'm going to leave and I'm going to go jump in the comments. No.
But how do I enter this game?
Yeah. Both
back.
Cody and I are going to leave and get in the comments. Angelo, you can hold the fort. No.
Right. So we got 32 viewers, right? 35. It just jumped 3 more. People, let's see. 36, 37. People are freaking out right now. So we're going to say 30, because it keeps fluctuating, 35. So 1 to 35. Cody, I want you to pick a number.
17.
Nice.
Right in the
Right.
middle.
And halfway there. And, oh, man, this is going to be right there close to you. I think he's in Texas. Art Shaves 01. Art. Give it to Art.
Art wins so much. He's in Jersey, by the way. He's in Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Art, you lucky dog. Congrats, Art.
Art Shaves. If you're still here, comment. I think you're still in here, bud. You're going to get this whole, yes, Bilu, completely rigged. We borrowed
that's
the rigger 1000 from Canadian Mafia.
That's 2 soaps the Shorter household has pulled down this week. Damn, lucky.
They're awesome. He's got to be still here.
He wants
because I'm not with it right now.
I mean, Art's always around. If he's in the if he's in the audience, like he's usually paying attention and commenting. There he is, New Jersey.
Chimed in.
Knew it.
New Jersey. All right, brother. So you are getting this awesome set. So send me on Instagram. Send it to me so that way I can get it to him. Angelo.Amador Jr. on Instagram. I'm gonna need their email and also the your shipping information, so I can give that to Jason and then he'll be able to ship it out. So that's so awesome. So he's off camera already putting a pile together. So I got to go home with a bar set. I need the splash for my neon sun. I don't even know what else. Crystal already has the brush and a bear set. As you know, it's almost gone. I might have to get another one of those. So,
there we go.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I know we kind of touched on it a little bit, but so what do you got coming up for 2023? I know you got the new facility and stuff like that. Hopefully we can be able to support you enough where you're going to need 2. So what do you got coming up this year? Anything big that you can announce?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll go ahead and really kind of put it out there. So we are doing, the plan is right now we're working on a baseball scent. We're going to have that for maybe about a week or so before opening day comes out. That's the target, at least. After that, we have been working on this project for probably almost 2 years now. It is a series of releases. It's there's 5 sets. It is they're not going to come out all at the same time. They're going to be staggered. But it's we're calling it the card series. So like a deck of cards. So we'll have a joker, a jack, a queen, which will be our first female fragrance.
Nice.
And then a king and an ace. We'll have a deck of cards. We actually already have the deck of cards in hand. They're made by our designer, did all the artwork for it. Bicycle made the cards for us.
Wow. Cool.
So we got a bunch of those. We're going to have big prints of the different cards that we're going to offer for sale, and we're going to give away a lot of them. We'll have uncut sheets of the cards that people will be able to purchase, and we're going to give away. So that's going to be a big chunk of our year as far as releases go. That'll probably start in end of spring, early summer. We're working on other things. We want to do beard products. We want to do pomades. We have candles that are coming pretty soon. All kinds of stuff. So yeah, just keep an eye out, and we can't wait to kind of finally start getting some of this stuff out. Our pomades, for example, we worked with a pomade company to come up with a really solid formula, and that was Templeton Tonics. We worked with him, and we've sent out testers, and people have really liked it. So right now we're at the stage where we're trying to choose packaging for it, and all that kind of good stuff. So we got a lot of stuff that we really want to do this year, and we're excited to finally get some of this stuff out.
Nice, dude. That all just sounds amazing.
That
so awesome.
sounds like a busy year, but
Yeah.
an awesome year at the same time.
We also have our bath soaps. We released the first 3 scents of our bath soaps, Monarch to North Vanilla and RAR, and we got 8 more coming. So it's going to be a busy year, but we're looking forward to it.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, but like I said earlier, busy is good, right? So
Absolutely. So any support would be appreciated.
Oh yeah, we're going to be spending some money.
Oh yes.
I know AK asked this. I know we kind of touched on it, or I know you answered it earlier, but like your approach with creating the label. So like I was talking about earlier, like when I was doing my shave, I put myself. Music is a big part of my life.
Uh-huh.
So when you're like in your creative zone, so is it music? Is there like a certain process? Is there something that you do that just gets you into that mindset?
It's mainly stories. I will think of a bunch of things, of otters doing whatever, and we have a whiteboard in our shop, and I just go sit there and jot it. So I have like 20 different otters doing different things.
Nice.
And it just starts off that way. I'm not a big like music geek or anything like that. I'm not super familiar with all the different bands. So music is not one that really inspires me a lot. It's mainly stories. I like to read. I love to read. I am a nerd. I consider myself a nerd. I love the D&Ds and the Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. So a lot of inspiration comes from things like that. And I'll just think of an otter doing something. He's fishing, or he's sailing, or he's whatever, he's skiing, whatever. And I'll just put down that otter, and it'll just kind of sit there on the board, and then I'll just be sitting there thinking one day, and I'll say, you know what, this type of fragrance that is doing this kind of like seems like it would work with that otter. Let's see what we can do. And then we go from there. That's 99% of the time. That's where we start.
That's a great way to do it, though. I really like that. I really do like that idea. That's cool. It's whimsical, right? So
yeah.
And I mean, I'm a nerd myself, so that definitely hits on the nerd vibes for me too. It's like, I mean, that's a fantastic idea. I love it.
Love it. Yeah, fellow nerd, definitely. Yeah.
It's worked so far. So I just let my mind kind of go from there, and there's my child roaring right now. But yeah, I just kind of, that's where I start. I just let my mind and imagination design something in my head, and then how does this work? What does it do? Is it a Turkish otter at a bathhouse? What does that smell like? So and we just run from that.
Somebody asked one of the questions, because today is Friday the 13th, if you were to do a collaboration with the razor company and have it be called Jason, and with the hockey mask on the otter, with the hockey mask on the label for a Friday the 13th release.
That would be awesome.
That would be cool. That would be really cool. That's actually not a bad idea, but
That's
that would be cool. That would be fun.
I know this whole
That's a great idea.
thing and everything would be an issue, but that would be pretty sweet.
It
So,
would be. It would be.
Like
I
complete
love-
opposite of like Jason's like nature, because he's like the sweetest guy that I know. So there's a lot of them that are here. So, but yeah, it's the complete polar opposite of his character.
and honestly, like a lot of times, I love hearing like, hey Cody, like I had an idea for a scent or for an otter. I think that an otter doing this would be really cool, and sometimes we won't do anything with it, but sometimes it kind of sticks, and I'll sit there and I'll think about it, and if it works, it works. And so I love hearing like how they envision an otter, doing whatever, and seeing what we can build from that. So if you ever,
I can really understand your creative process with that. So even just by hearing that idea for the label with the otter with the Jason mask, so I'm thinking about when my kids are younger, taking them trick-or-treating around where I live, which is Eastern Canada, so it's cold. A lot of times Halloween night, I'm already envisioning a scent in my head of what it smells like to be out and about trick-or-treating on Halloween. Like, that's cool.
yeah.
That's amazing how something simple as putting up a picture of the otter and then just thinking about it. Man, that's genius. That's absolute genius.
It really the whole purpose of that is it just makes making the fragrance so much easier.
Yeah.
If you look at it strictly from my catalog has this, and so I need to do this because I already have that. It becomes like you make the fragrance and you're like, what do I call this? What do I do with this? But if I can get that little story, that little picture, that image in my head, I can say, well, what does that smell like? What is that experience like? And then just try and build from there. And it doesn't have to smell like it. It just, maybe some things around the experience are what bring it to life,
Yeah.
Baseball gloves, dirt, grass, spring air, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
The
oil
Christmas,
and
tree, all that kind of good stuff. So you just bring those little elements and it just build from there, and all of a sudden you got this whole experience.
That's so cool. It's so
Yeah,
awesome.
I dig it. I really dig it. I like it.
Yeah. Like I said, I love the whole lineup. Everything is amazing. It's so cool. And like I said, the artwork is definitely up there for sure. Kim Gray wanted to throw this out real quick. Side note, send some love to Justin. Carry on steady. His family's home burned down this week.
Ooh.
So one thing is, in the wet shave community, we got to send love to our people out there, lift them up in any during time. As we always say, like, J-Mac, we're never alone.
That's right.
So, yeah, definitely carry on steady. Definitely send some love out to you. Hopefully everything's okay. If there are any needs, definitely reach out for sure. So I'm just scrolling through here. Just want to make sure I got everybody. But, yeah. One thing I definitely have to say is that, like I said, it's just iconic. Your branding, everything. Now we got, we have you to throw into the mix. Actually, you during this is so awesome. Thank you. To put put you into it. So now we can put a face and stuff to the branding.
That's right.
And one thing I definitely have to say is I'm excited, man. Just the bits that you gave us and talking about what's coming up for this year. Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
We can't wait.
Now, one thing I do have to ask about is that I see sometimes on and off on your site too is the T-shirts, man. I've had people, because my youngest loves the label. I don't have it. I have to buy, again, no excuse, of RAR. And she likes to draw, and she's 12, but she loves to draw. And she's tried to draw that, the picture off of the website of the T-shirt.
Cute.
So she's like, is there T-shirts and RAR, would they be kids sizes? So
Yeah. So like T-shirts, we want to expand our T-shirt options. Part of the problem is I'm really picky about the things that I sell. So there are ways for me to just slap a design on this website, and then if you wanted to buy that kid's RAR shirt, you can simply purchase it, and then a company will print it for us and send it to you. I personally do not like that. It kind of, to me, the experience is now different. I like to be able to check items that are going out, because I will never see that shirt. So that means I have to print everything and hold inventory. And so T-shirts they've been a little bit slower on the moving part. And so I don't typically try to go restock them like I should, but because they're kind of a big investment to hold on to for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So if they were moving like really quick, I'd be pumping shirts out all the time, and I would have kid sizes and stuff like that. Unfortunately, they don't move super fast. And I, like I said, I'm picky. I want to verify like what I'm sending you is in good condition. Not that I catch everything. Sometimes we send out something that's, broken or something, and I want to be able to see it so I can replace it or do right by the customer.
Yeah.
But whenever you have a company that's printing these things and then sending it directly to you, I can't see it. I don't think the quality is as good as screen printing it. So we'll try and bring them the inventory back and have more offerings and do stuff for like kids and all that kind of good stuff. But
you have to have a really good relationship, connection with that company. If like I said, if it's something that you're not doing personally, I mean, just like with anything, so you have a good understanding of what their stuff. So you kind of have that relationship with that person if it did come to that, so it's
we've
that's pretty
tested it out. We've ordered stuff from them with our designs on there, and sometimes the shirts come back and they kind of smell like vinegary, like for whatever reason they have like this kind of acidic type of scent, and I don't like that. So our shirts we screen print, and the company that we work with is local, and they're excellent and great to work with and stuff. It's just we have to carry such a a large inventory because we have to have all the different sizes and things like that. So you gotta have the little guy down to the big guy type of thing, So it's just a little bit difficult, but we want to do it, so we'll probably try and do it some more in the future.
Cool. Well, like I said, dude, we're excited. Everybody here is pumped for what's coming up, and I know it's getting late over there. You're an hour behind us. You're in Texas.
I am.
And, but yeah, I just want to definitely, Cody, you're awesome, man. I can't wait to see what's coming up. Definitely going to be getting some money from he tonight, so I'm going to walk out with some stuff. Jason put the register back on. We'll be paying him to get some stuff. So
he's already got a huge shipping box just stuffed full of Noble Otter.
He's already got my credit cards. Hand it right to him and walk out with a bag or four. So, but yeah, dude, thank you so much. Thank you everybody for watching. J-Mac, brother, you're awesome.
Thank you.
And yeah, dude, we love to do this again sometime, man. And if there's ever a time, we do the live shaves here at 9 a.m. on a Saturday. Hey, if you ever want to jump on, be glad to have you. Do a live shave. Or even just sit and talk and watch us crazy folks.
I'm going to sit and talk with you. Like, I do like get like anxious about these things, but yeah, man, it's been a blast, and thank you guys so much for having me on here. And we definitely have to talk some more, and maybe when other stuff comes out, we can talk about it, and do this again, and
Yeah,
have a great time.
100%. I really enjoyed myself tonight. Thanks for coming on with us, Cody. It was great. It was great getting to meet you, and like Angelo alluded to earlier, putting the face behind the name, right? So it's a small community. So anytime we get to meet our artisans within the community is really is a blessing.
Yeah, it's been a blast talking to you guys tonight.
Heck yeah. So you guys don't have it in your den? Get it. Get it. You're missing out.
Yeah.
Get the lineup. Tell them Angelo sent you. So, all right, guys. Well, have a good night. And then if you guys are going to be up in the morning, you got 9 a.m. tomorrow Eastern on the Razor Company. We're going to be doing a live shave here. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to go right up to the roof and pass out and then come back down.
Well,
There's no sense of going home. So, but yeah. So thank you, man. Thank you, Cody, J-Mac. Definitely be safe. Take care of yourselves. See ya.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Too.
Have a good night.